just finished this. No, that cannot be the end. I can't tell if he kills her or not. Like, my honest reaction is, that cannot be the end of this book. As an author, hats off. But right now, all I'm feeling is the feelings as the reader, and I hate it. I hate it so much. This is the worst. It's not the worst. I've read worse endings, but I'm so unclear on whether he kills her. The ending is like proving that John is wrong and that the world state is right. Or right. Provoking, stimulating, shocking, and dazzling. Yeah, no kidding. Villa Noti. Essentially, the world state has the most pessimistic understanding of humanity. That humanity can't, and like in some sense, we can't be good without the Lord. I believe that. But it's like the world state has taken that and like, we can't be good. But we also don't need God anymore because we've progressed so much. And so we don't need God. So, because God doesn't fit progressivism anymore.
One eternity later.
And I wonder if that's what led to the outburst of rage that ends up maybe killing Lenina. And then, therefore, the guilt and shame that he can't come back from because he has a twisted understanding of God. And then he thinks that the only answer that's left is to kill himself. Which, ultimately, maybe proves the world state is right, and I don't like that. I think this calls for a lament upon finishing a good book. I haven't done this liturgy yet before, but I think it's time. It's titled Lament upon the finishing of a beloved book. I wouldn't call this a beloved book, but apparently I have pent up emotions. We'll see if this liturgy helps.
This is Elle's first time trying
This is how it starts.
an energy drink.
Let's see how this goes.
I pray I don't start an addiction. How does it taste?
I like it.
You like it?
I don't know if it's quite sweet. I don't know if I could drink a whole thing.
It's sweet, but it's also 0 sugar. You can get other ones that aren't as sweet though.
Maybe for my late night tonight, I might need the energy drink. Okay, I'm gonna give this an honest to God try. If it doesn't work, I'll call a friend. Oh, there is no I. Okay, I just ignored the alphabet. Wow. It says I need 2 people. Well, I have all the adult Lego pieces laid out. Yay! That was short-lived. So what was genius about this?
Well, just the way that they made the table. They're just smart people. But stick that around there and then do what you were doing. Just stick it in and it should be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't need to be in super tight because it needs to be able to stretch for these 2. So, okay. Now,
Need?
there you go. Wait for the camera because you're gonna want this.
The camera is
You
on.
get to just stick it in there. Make sure it's flat.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then you just stick it in and it feels really good.
Okay.
Sticking it in.
That's very satisfying.
Nice.
Okay, but after all of that, what is that part actually for? Oh, you go.
Oh, it's saying it's a level. You're supposed to put a level.
There's a level over there.
You have a level?
I have a level in there. Well, if you ever need tools, you are welcome to borrow Gertrude.
I'll let you know. I'll put fence over the back.
Her name is Gertrude.
Her name is Gertrude. Gertrude the toolbox.
Okay, well,
This
what
is-
was-
You
But
put it up
it's-
now, though.
It doesn't matter.
Nah?
We don't actually need the level. We just want to little flat table.
You don't want to make sure that we did a perfect job?
It's flat, it's flat. I don't know what to tell you. Good bit. Go. Lift. Yep. Nice.
I get settled in with my tea and I'm getting ready to read. This book was a hugely good book to read. It's called Leisure and the Basis of On the Basis of Culture by, I can't remember. I think it's Joseph Pieper. And it's such a good read. I recommend it to anyone. But that was my desk setup that I had in the evening. But then I throwing this video in to show what it looks like in the daytime when I have everything set up just how I like it before work. I've actually managed to schedule my week and get kind of ahead on a couple of assignments. And so now I have some time to write. So I've queued up some music and finally I have some time to do some writing. I've been feeling a little weird about the fact that this is a writing channel and I haven't done a writing vlog in a long time. I've pulled up the non-romantic project that I'm working on because I have started a year of what I'm calling a year of abstinence, but it's a year of singleness, but I'm also abstaining from things that will make me long for romance, and so one of those things is my own writing projects. So I'm avoiding romance novels, or novels that have major or like strong B plot lines. I'm also avoiding shows that have that kind of thing. So I'm watching a lot of documentaries lately. There's a couple of other things, but I'm just really trying to refocus my priorities not on romance and not on that as like the good thing and the end in itself, when really what I should be caring about is my relationship with Jesus and with who I am. I want to figure out who I am and be so okay with who I am that it doesn't really matter if I end up falling in love in the future or not. If I get married or not, I will be okay with that. And so anyways, I have had to put my 5 Realms project on hold and find a different project that doesn't have romance. So I'm trying to do that. It's difficult. I'm having a hard time with it, but especially because there's already 2 characters that I'm like, when these 2 characters are older, because they're like preteens right now, or like young teens right now. I'm trying not to think about their romantic plot lines and just thinking about them as characters. But my brain is already thinking, 5 steps ahead of where I'm at, or 25 steps ahead of where I'm at. But that's not the point right now. The point is, I have time to write, and that is what I care about. So, I pulled up my project. I am going to start probably a 25-minute timer in about 2 minutes, and I'll write for as much time, once my tea is done steeping. That's when I'm going to start my 20-minute sprint, and then I'm going to do some writing. I don't know exactly where in this project I'm going to start working. I'm kind of in the discovery draft point where I'm just writing down things that I feel inspired by, and the things that I'm like, oh, this would be a cool scene, writing that. So I'll figure out what I have to do, and then I have to go to bed because I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule, because I'm trying to have a healthy sleep schedule. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And classic, I did not vlog for a couple of days, so...
You would think that this is textured. Nope. It's just ice. Oh, I hate the freezing rain. Good Lord.
So I've been wrestling with some creative things while I've been doing other creative things like knitting, like baking, and a couple of other, like just going on walks and reading and trying to figure out what is the writer's block that I've really been hitting. And so here is a little bit of me trying to wrestle through that and verbally process it. Okay, so here's the pickle. I have my beginning, I have my end, kind of. I have no idea what goes on in the middle, and I don't want to just write another Harry Potter school of magic. I want this school of magic to be different, and it's got Arthurian literature being pulled on. I'm drawing on Welsh and Celtic folklore, fairy folklore, and I don't know how to put that into a school of magic. But I just had this idea that might make the school of magic interesting, because I've got these two characters who are my two main little babies, and one of the girls, she's like a year and a half older. Her working name for the sake of these videos is going to be Braylon, and my other main character, her name for the sake of these videos is going to be Scout. So Scout, she's this kind of go-get-em, brash, don't think it through character who's like, she likes action, and Braylon is much more logical and she's a little more mature, and she likes to think things through. She knows that there need to be steps before you make big decisions, and she knows that you have to work those out. And they end up in this kind of academy school that's like run addendum to the castle. It's like built into the castle where these students are trained, or it's like across a valley, like there's like this gorge that there's the castle and the academy, and they're linked by a bridge, I think is how I'm describing it. And so there's the academy that is also a military and magic academy, and I don't want it to just be another Hogwarts. But I just was realizing, because I was playing Minecraft and watching Merlin all day, which I wasn't productive in any of the means I needed to be. So I'm trying to make something come of it in the creative sense of my books. And I had this realization because I'm very much inspired by the dynamic of Merlin and Arthur, and how they are two sides of the same coin, and Scout and Braylon are also two sides of the same coin. And I was thinking of how Merlin, there's this episode where Merlin goes off to defend his village that is being attacked by raiders. And there's just this scene where Merlin is like swinging the sword like an idiot, and Arthur's like, you idiot, like put the sword down before you hurt yourself, kind of thing. And I was thinking about how Merlin is so much more of that like analytical mind. He's a little more brash, and so that's where Scout is Merlin in those instances, whereas Braylon is more Arthur, who thinks things through a little more. But they're both like, they're different sides of the same coin. And so I'm trying to think about this, and I'm like, oh, I'd imagined that would be, because she's that kind of character, that she would be like, she would excel in the military aspect of the academy, while Braylon excelled in the like books and that kind of thing, in the politics. And she is going to excel in the politics for various reasons. But then I was thinking about the dynamic of Merlin and Arthur, and I was thinking that if Scout, who ends up discovering that she has these magic abilities and has this connection to the magic, well, what if actually she sucks at the military aspect and excels in the like magic aspect in the books? And it's really weird for Braylon and Scout because they actually have to like almost swap specialties in this new world, which will be very interesting characterization wise. And I don't know if it'll help me in trying to not just do another Hogwarts, but I think it'll help me in like the tension and the things of like their characters and how they're going to struggle and how they're going to. Anyways, I wonder if I think it'll be cool. Those weren't words. I sucked at vlogging this last week or so. So I was like, okay, I need a bulk of this video. Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking about my book. I've not done a whole lot of writing. I've written a couple of scenes here and there. I had a couple of good really good discussions last week about Scout and Braylon's dynamic. I've done more thinking on my book than I've done writing, and I have to be okay with that. Mostly because I've had a lot of schoolwork to do, and now I have to do some marking as well. And I think that's going to present a set of challenges for me of trying to do writing. And then, you know, it's not great that I spent an entire day playing Minecraft. It's not great, gotta be honest, not great. I'm not happy that I did that. However, it is what it is. So we're here now, and I'm thinking about my book and trying to... My tea! I forgot about my tea. We're gonna go fix that.
5 minutes later.
Okay, I have tea now. A good cup of tea. Anyways, I don't remember exactly what I was saying. I think I'm going to have to learn to be okay with not always being able to have a whole lot of time writing. However, I will think about my writing, and I will, while I'm reading books, another thing that helped me a lot with characterization was reading. And I'm trying to do a lot more reading, I'm trying to spend time knitting, and while I'm knitting, I'm trying not to although knitting is kind of my prayer time, but knitting, I'm trying not to listen to anything or watch anything, I'm trying to just contemplate. This morning I spent some time commonplace booking, so I did do productive things today, but I'm trying to do some of these different things that they all bring my brain and all the things that I'm thinking about together, and it gives me time to think. And that's when book ideas are gonna happen, and that's when important plot breakthroughs are gonna happen. So I'm just kind of hoping that that happens when I'm thinking about my book, so that when I actually have time to write, then I've spent a lot of good, solid time thinking and contemplating, and I can bring that to the page when I'm actually needing to write. Here's hoping that this will work, and that going forward I can feel less guilty when I'm not writing and I'm doing more contemplation. I hope that you're able to kind of benefit from watching me struggle with writing and things, and that I can kind of give you some ideas of how to be a writer when you're not able to physically write. And I made a post about this on my Instagram. There's already some things that I've been thinking about, but I think I need to actually go back and look at that post to consider how do I incorporate those aspects into my student life now, because I have a lot of other priorities that don't involve writing, and writing is kind of like my reward. Which means tomorrow and Saturday, I have to do a bunch of homework and marking so that I can actually spend some time writing this weekend and have time to edit this video. Because I realized it's been like 2 or so weeks since I've posted anything. I need to work on that. Alas, thank you for coming to my TED Talk about my books. This is an experiment of, I know that like Kate Kavanaugh, she talks about her books on her videos, and like Christiane Jones doesn't really talk about, she talks about more her writing process rather than like plot and character and that kind of thing, which I totally respect. And I have held back the actual names of my characters because I want those to be a little more proprietary, but I'm gonna try experimenting talking about my actual book project as well as keeping something secret. But let me know what you think about that. If you want to learn more about my books, I'm happy to share, I think. I'm happy to share the things that I can share. And yeah, I'll see you later.